How's it going, everybody? So I have spectacular news this week. I discovered a new fish species, and it is the Visayan mountain pufferfish, and it's specifically adapted through millions of years of evolution to swim uphill, as you can see here. Now, this is a really special discovery. This is really akin to the mountain goats in the Alps. Look at the speed with which this fish is capable of, scaling this slope. So the scientific name of this fish is Aroton bukidensis. So bukit means mountain in the Visayan language. So this fish was discovered on Negros Island in the Philippines. Spectacular new find. I hope you're as excited about it as I am. There's even a fish base entry for Aroton bukidensis, the mountain pufferfish, already. So it was just an enlightening experience to observe this fish and then describe it. Now, there's a change in how taxonomy works. It seems that a GoPro video is enough. You don't need an expert in a museum anymore in order to describe a new species. This is how the times are changing now. Because this is the internet, I should point out there's Poe's law, which means that something can be very obviously a parody, like this video, and a lot of people will still take it seriously and complain about it. And I'm sure this is going to happen with this video. So enough, fake fish discoveries. This species is well known. This is a mantis shrimp, one of the smaller mantis shrimp species. A while ago I made a video very specifically describing how the vision of these mantis shrimps work. It's quite interesting. So they seem to have a higher number of light receptors than humans, and there seems to be some trade-off with detecting motion through detecting all these different spectral bands. So these are not too uncommon, fortunately, in Dauin. Quite interesting how they live in these burrows and then they move around at the entrance of the burrow. Very active movement of the eyes. You can see these pseudopupillae on the eyes, and both the eyes move around quite a bit, as well as the mouth parts of this crustacean. So it's called a shrimp, mantis shrimp. It's actually a stomatopods shrimp, and these are only very distantly related to the shrimp, which might be known to the seafood eater. So it's a crustacean, but really only by name, not taxonomically a shrimp. So going back into the hole, out comes from a completely different hole, a jawfish. Also very interesting. So there's a bunch of stuff in these muck diving areas in Dauin on Negros Island, where animals live in these burrows. And if you look in the mouth of this fish, there are lots of eggs. So I believe this is the male fish, and after fertilization, the male fish of this species take the eggs into the mouths to protect them from predators. So it's this is much safer than to just stick them to a rock, or particularly it's safer than just spreading the eggs in the water column, like for instance surgeonfish do, broadcast spawners. So this is something which has evolved in this jawfish and in several other lineages of bony fish. I believe there are 8 lineages which are mouth brooders. Yeah, there's a piece of poo-poo probably from a damselfish coming by, so that's why the fish retracted into the burrow. So this mouth brooding has evolved several times in such distinct lineages as in some African cichlids and in cardinal fishes. And here you can see cardinal fish also from Dauin, which in the same strategy is used in reproduction there, that the males take the fertilized eggs in their mouth. One last thing for today, sanddivers. One of the big attractions, I believe, of Dauin. You know, these fish are about 10 centimeters long. You can see the slightly bigger ones are the males. They occasionally spread their pectoral fins to show that they own a bit of territory there. And these are common in Dauin, but they're very rare in a lot of other places. And why are they called sanddivers? When they're threatened, they dive in the sand, and then they either completely disappear, or like here, only their head sticks out. You know, very curious pupil. If you look at it, there's this odd structure. So, you know, they are solitary in midwater, feeding on plankton there, or they're in groups in midwater, or they're perching on the sand, or they're disappearing in the sand. So they show quite a few different behaviors. These sand divers, here you have another one in the sand. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you next week. Like, subscribe, send me fan mail, leave comments. Thank you. Okay, I have a couple of very exciting announcements, so you should listen to this. First of all, my new book, it's called The Lives of Gobies, has been out now for a few weeks. If you like my underwater videos, you'll probably like my underwater photography, and there's a lot of that in this book, and a lot of, I think, really interesting information about these fascinating small fishes. So you can order it at the Asia Geographic webpage. The link is below. Now, we are also, and we being my friend and colleague James Reimer and me, we are planning a new book, and it's called Oceans of the Future. Now, this is about the trajectory our planet's oceans are taking with the current unfortunate level of human intervention in the health of these ocean ecosystems. So with all these environmental problems, how will oceans look in 500 years? How will they look in 10,000 years? I think it's a fascinating topic which we want to address for a interested lay audience. And if you are a publisher who wants to take on our book, please contact us. And yes, finally, like and subscribe if you really want to help out the channel and see more underwater videos. I also put my PayPal there. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I'm actually heading out to just another dive in the Philippines. So see you soon.